Stories Matter Foundation is evolution. It started from a kernel of just a single writing class. Fast forward 20 years, and today we are a Chicago institution. We have creative writing classes, we have a magazine, we have writers' festivals, we have extraordinary faculty who come from all over the world to participate in our programs. Stories Matter Foundation is making it possible for all kinds of Chicago stories to be heard.
You know, StoryStudio started off as a place just for writers to gather, and it's still that. Some of the things we're doing right now, besides the classes that are always going to be going on in the studio and online, we have StoryBoard, our week-long application-based intensive workshop in August. We have the StoryStudio Festival in October, where we bring in a major keynote, we bring in New York publishing to Chicago. We have StoryBall, our brand new fundraiser. We are starting something called Story Arc, which is getting a nonprofit branch of our studio classes out into the community. We are working on a month-long publishing intensive online for next February of 2022, bringing in virtually agents and editors so people can pitch and learn how to get their book out into the world. And then we get out into the community.
Back in the early days of StoryStudio Chicago, it wasn't uncommon to hear some scurrying outside of our front door. People who were actually afraid to walk over that threshold. Our job has always been to open that door and make it so incredibly inviting that anyone who has a story that they feel they've got to get out, they want to tell, they want to experiment, everyone can walk through that door and be welcomed.
Some people come to StoryStudio just to see if they want to write, if they like to write. Some people come to StoryStudio because they have a certain story to tell. Maybe it's a memoir, maybe it's something that happened to them, something they want to pass on. Some people come because they already know that they're writers and this is what they want to do with their life. We want to meet people at all of those levels. We want to even eventually be finding people before the thought ever crossed their mind that they could be a writer.
For youth programming, we are going to extend our reach to young writers. We've done that typically in the summer camp programming, and we really want to expand those opportunities year-round for middle school and high school students. We also want to support educators and communities who directly engage students and young people.
We want to be the place, and I think we are the place in Chicago where writers come and find each other and find instruction and find support. Chicago is one of the best literary cities in the world, in my humble opinion. And that has to do with who's living here, who's teaching here, who's writing here in the city. We're so lucky to be able to call on so many of those amazing Chicago writers to be our own instructors. What's happening now is that being online as much as we are, and being able, for the first time in the past couple of years, to bring people physically to Chicago who don't live here, is we have the entire country, the entire world at our disposal for brilliant writing instructors as well. It's really an embarrassment of riches, and if I could take every single class that we offer here, I probably would.
Stories Matter Foundation is an organization, yes, for writers, but also for readers, for anyone who truly values the power of story to make change. We've made great strides, but we need your help. You can join us. Your donations will help us bring more kids into the studio, giving them the tools they need, not just to succeed at storytelling, but at school, at life, and beyond. You can help us establish scholarships for adult writers, especially those in our Novel in a Year programs. Your dollars can help us expand the Chicago Review of Books. One of the dreams of the Stories Matter Foundation is to have the resources to reach into every community, to touch every community that wants to raise up voices. Stories Matter is a big family. Our students, our faculty, our incredible staff and board of directors, our donors and supporters, come, join us. Be a part of the Stories Matter Foundation.